Hello, Fox Van D here. So Maxie really doesn't feel like being on the camera, so I'm gonna leave him alone. So tonight I'm gonna share a little bit more of my camping trip at Crazy Horse Campground. Had three things happen to me. They were all silly. I should have been aware, but I wasn't. So I thought I'll do a video and tell you what happened to me while I was having a good time in Crazy Horse Campground in Lake Havasu, Arizona. So my friend Tanya from Van Life Voyages came all the way from Lake Isabella, about 350 miles each way, to spend some time with me. I needed a good break, so she came up and I drove 75 miles from Quartzsite all the way to Lake Havasu each way. And so we met at the beach park right after you cross over the London Bridge on the left side. So I'll tell you a little bit about that, and I'll share my experiences, what happened to me. So it was a really hot drive, and my box truck doesn't have air conditioning in the cabin. Only has air conditioning in the back of the truck when it's plugged into electricity. Had several fans on and the windows open, so Maxie and I could handle the heat. But when we got there, we went to the beach park, and this is what Maxie loves. I didn't get pictures of the actual beach at the park, but I did get little pictures of Maxie playing in the grass, which he loved. I sat under a gazebo. I took him over to the dog park for a few minutes, and then sat in the gazebo while I rolled around in the grass and peed in every spot he could find. So these are little short clips of Maxie in the park, and we were waiting for Tanya. When she showed up, we drove her over to the campground together. So anyhow, here we go. So what you're seeing here is Crazy Horse Campground in Lake Havasu. This is off of just about a half a mile down past the London Bridge on the island. So I wanted to share this scenic view. This is the one that's put out by the campground itself. I don't have a drone, so I couldn't do a drone footage, but this is actually on their website. So go check their website out if you want to know all the details about the campground. So of course there's my box truck. Everybody can recognize that. It's parked in our campsite, and it was pretty decent sized space. It's not huge, but they were okay. Had no problem getting there, and Tanya followed me into the campground. We found our spot pretty easily. So this is the area that we camped. There's a picnic table. It had a lot of splinters. We didn't really just sit there a couple times. Otherwise, we didn't use it. But that's another view. So these are the gazebos they had out by the water. That's how close we were to the water. And we had really enjoyed sitting under the gazebo when the sun was really high, and we could walk over to the water and get in the water and come back in the shade. And Maxie enjoyed the water. So that's another view from the campground. Back in there, you can see Lake Havasu. It's a beautiful town. It's very much a tourist town. So these are people out on their jet skis in the water. And there's little Sagey. Tanya's dog is a sweetheart. She has her so well trained. But you saw this in my other video where Tanya was sitting in the water. The waves came up so hard, Maxie jumped right up in her lap. And Sagey was loving the water. So while we were there, Tanya took care of Maxie, and Maxie kept Sagey company while I went to see the movie. The first mistake I made is when I was leaving to go to see the movie, I went and unplugged the air conditioner plug. but it did not think to take the lid down that goes over the air conditioner when I drive. It was propped up with 2 sticks, and I pulled out. I hadn't closed that lid over the air conditioner, so I lost one of the 2 sticks. I couldn't find it later when I did pull over. And then as I was driving, I heard a noise in the back of the truck. So I had to stop and get out and find out what it was. Well, the door was loose because I hadn't locked it up when I left. So the door was kind of flapping a little bit. So I had to get that all latched up and put the lid down over the air conditioner. It stays open when I'm running it because it has to ventilate the air conditioner. So that's the first stupid thing I did. Well, the next stupid thing I did is I didn't think about it being dark when I would be coming back from the movie. It was so bright in the afternoon. I left about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually it doesn't get dark till at least 7. But apparently that movie was longer than I thought it would be. Well, it was well over 2 hours. And so coming back, it was pitch dark when I came out of the theater. I could barely see. I was nervous about driving, but I had no choice. I had to get back to the campground. Thank goodness it was only about a mile or 2 from the campground. So I went ahead and went very slow, and I got back to the campground. And when I pulled in there, I couldn't hardly see anything. The roads were black. There were no street lights. You couldn't not see the road signs inside the campground. It was so dark. I was so nervous. I'm trying to drive and figure out how to get back to my spot. I couldn't find it. Apparently, I turned too far left. And I went back to the entrance several times. And when the gate guard, I told him, I'm lost. Tell me how to get to my spot. He gave me instructions. I followed them exactly. Still couldn't find it. After quite a while, at least a half an hour or more, I finally called Tanya. I thought she would probably be worrying about me. She knows I don't drive at night. So I got a hold of her so she would not worry. I told her, I said, I'm lost. I can't find our spot. I said, I've driven in and out these roads everywhere. I can't find it. So I told her I'll figure it out. And at one point, I actually thought I would have to pull over on one of the little roads and just stay the night because I didn't think I could find it. It was crazy. I thought I paid for camping $75 a night for camping. I'm going to be parking on a driveway somewhere. Come to find out, I was way left to the place we were camping. I could see the beach. I got to the beach, but it's nowhere in the road we were camping on. It was crazy. I was so nervous and upset with myself that I didn't think. Anyhow, after I talked to her, I finally, after a short while, I did find the way to get to the campsite. And she was outside waiting for me and helped me back in the truck to get into the campsite. Oh, what a nerve-wracking evening. But the movie was worth it. I would do it again for that. That movie was awesome. Anyhow, so that was the second mistake. So we sat up quite a while that night just visiting and talking after that happened. And then I had to get up early the next morning. I needed to be out of there by 10 o'clock. So I'll tell you the next thing that happened in a minute. So these are just a few clips of Maxie and Seiji and the beach a little bit. So I thought I would share that with you before I tell the rest of the story. I guess this might be a pretty boring video, but I thought I would share. You know, when you get older, you get nervous about a lot of little things. And if you don't plan ahead and you don't prepare, you can have crazy things happen to you. I'm a prime example of that, so you have to think. So I arrived there on Monday, and I had to leave by Wednesday morning. I went to the movies Tuesday night, so I was pretty tired, but I slept as late as I could. Anyhow, so when I got ready to leave, I did a walk around, as I always do. Make sure that I had electrical plug unplugged and the propane turned off, and check everything, and that's good. Well, when I was looking, I saw I had a problem with one of my tires. My passenger side rear tire had a really bad gap. I'll show you the picture of that. So here you can see the gouge, the flap, the tire was really peeling. I could actually see the metal. You can't see it here very well. So when I left there, I was worried about even getting to Big O without going flat, but I didn't go flat. I got to Big O, and they told me I was gonna have to pay $268 for a tire. They're 19-inch tires. I didn't have the luxury of shopping around. I asked them if they had anything lesser, and that was the best deal they could give me. They did give me a $25 discount, so that was a good thing. My warranty had already run out on those tires. Always happened that way, so I had to go ahead and buy it. So anyhow, I got home safely from Havasu to Quartzsite with no incidents. I didn't buy all 4 tires, just one. I'll have to get the other 3 later, but they're in pretty decent shape. So anyhow, that's my situation. What happened when going to Havasu. Never fails, always have something going on. That's why I don't want to travel by myself anymore. And you never know if you're going to have something happen to your vehicle, and I just can't take a chance being at my age with my health, being stranded on the road, and like the heat was 116, I know it was really hot. There's no way I could be out in the desert like that, stranded in that heat. So I'm glad I was able to figure out before I left that I had a problem. So if you enjoyed this little update, let me know in the comments, and be sure to check out the description below the video. Click on see more, scroll down, you can see all the links to how you can contact me, and I do have an Amazon store. You don't have to buy anything from my store. If you need something from Amazon, just click on the Amazon link to the store. Anything to purchase through that link, I'll make a small commission. That's a great way to support this channel. Also, just watching my videos, maybe watching playlists, it is another way to support the YouTube content creators. So I would also like to give a shout out to one amazing channel, Desert Adventures in Arizona. He does awesome videos of the Arizona desert, and he has excellent drone footage. You'll enjoy his channel. He does live streams once or twice a week in the mornings, and he also joins on everybody else's channels. Very supportive. So thank you for that. Check out his channel. I have the link in the description below this video. I'll have the link to the website for Crazy Horse Campground in Lake Havasu, Arizona. And also, I will have the link to Van Life Voyages. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. Tell them I sent you. So thank you all for watching.